Hey everyone! So for this week's lesson, we are going to be creating art inspired by your favorite food. So we are going to look at an artist who became famous for painting pastries and just like common objects. So this is Wayne Thiebaud. He is an American artist and he started working as a cartoonist and a graphic designer before he became famous for these paintings of pastries. And he was inspired by objects that you would find in diners and cafeterias. So I really want us to start looking at things that are, all around us in a more different and creative way. Normally you wouldn't look at a sandwich and think, wow, this is like a beautiful piece of art, but then the way that it is shown in this painting is really very interesting, I think. Here's another one that he was famous for with the pastries and the milkshakes. And I love this painting. I just love like all the little different details of the colors, like the pink and the blue, the yellow just all mixed together. I think sometimes we can look at things and not really find any beauty there, but an artist will make their own version of it, like this milkshake, and it'll open our eyes to just like so much more beauty that is around and so much more inspiration. So you can make your art however you want to. If you want to do like a more cartoon style with like the kawaii food, you can do that, like where they draw the little eyes and the mouth. And then I'm gonna also like link some videos of how to draw this style of food. If there's something else that you want to draw, you feel free to look up videos on how to draw those. Also, I just want you to think about like different ways that you are arranging your image on your paper. So like this is not necessarily difficult to draw, but the way that they're arranging it on their paper, making this pattern, makes it more interesting. And so they drew like an egg a whole bunch of different ways, so that's a good option. Same thing here with the different fruits, or if you want to choose like a cheeseburger, you could draw like each piece of the burger and separate it like this, like you could have a bun, lettuce, tomato, cheese, whatever. Another option is collage, so like where you're cutting out different materials and gluing it together, if you like to work that way. If you have a lot of magazines, this is a great option. So think about like different ways that you could see food. So like cutting a cheeseburger and putting it on some legs is not something you ever see in the real world, but it's kind of funny, it's interesting. So also like they cut out a bunch of pieces of fruit and flowers and made like a hair for this lady, and then they drew her face and everything. So you can combine drawing and collage if you want. I saw some of you guys were actually making art on your computers. So if you already know like a way to make collages on your computer with different pictures, you're also welcome to do that. You can also create the art like literally with your food. Just make sure that your parents are okay with this, so you're not just wasting food. Try to eat it after you make it. So here you can see they made like a castle with their bananas and some strawberries, and then they added whatever these little pieces are for their windows and for their door. They made a fish here. They made a flower. Some of you made some mandalas with like some food and snacks that you had around. They looked awesome. So that's another option. You can also paint. I think watercolor is really nice for food painting. I would recommend like drawing it first in pencil and then going in with watercolor. So if you want to go for a more like realistic painting, that will look awesome. This again is like, it's really simple if you think about it. Ice cream is just this little bottom for the stick out of the ice cream, and then you're just painting this top like really whatever color you want, and then just doing it like repeating a pattern makes it more interesting. And if you don't have watercolor, if you just have regular washable paint or like acrylic paint, you can always add water to those to make it more look more like a watercolor so that they can blend like this. But if you want like that bold color with the acrylic paint, you're welcome to do that as well. So think about different ways that you're seeing the food, maybe super close up, super far, maybe it's like with an interesting object as well. Maybe somebody's eating the food. Just like think about it in different ways. So here's like a really close up of some fruit that looks really nice. Here are some flowers in the shape of a pineapple. So maybe you're just inspired by the shapes of the food or fruit that you see. It doesn't have to be, you know, like paint your food exactly how you see it. I want you guys to see things in more creative ways. Another option is using oil pastels or crayons, which I know a lot of you guys have. So you could draw like these donuts, these patterns in the background, and these cakes that were actually inspired by Wayne Thiebaud. So really it's up to you. Just use your imagination. I want all of you guys to just become more inspired by things that are just like around you and see them in different ways, and be creative with your art, with your materials. Just use what you have. There's no need to buy anything else. If you got newspapers lying around, there's a bunch of pictures of food in there. Or like coupons, there's always usually like a picture of a food and then like whatever description. So be resourceful, be creative, and I miss you guys, and send me pictures. Okay, bye.